one of those days where your emotions are just all over the place. Like there's like so many decisions that you want to make that you're trying to make. It is just it's like you want things to go smooth, but they're not really going smooth for you. And you're like, why is it going smooth? Why is it happening the way that I envision it? And it's like you're trying to get all of those. Look, I've got to go to work. You're trying to get all of those thoughts and feelings under control, and then one thing hits you, then another thing hits you, and then another thing hits you, and you're like, why is all of this happening? And then you're trying to put on your good face and look the part when inside you are like all over the place, you know, and you are trying to sift through all of those things. You're sifting through it. It's like what is hitting and saying, and then my work tablet is not working. So you have all these things that are just, well, it seems like they're falling apart, but they're really not falling apart. But it seems like they're falling apart. Yeah, and then sometimes you feel like, oh, I you just want someone to just kind of talk to you, combat all of those things. I'm sorry, looking down at my work tablet and it's not working. So it's like, can can we get it together today? Can we get it together? One of those days. So I'm just sitting here feeling emotional and all of those things and how you think that you have a plan. You have this plan and you're like, okay, we need to execute this plan. And then like all of these little bitty things just keep coming at you and saying, um, no, that plan is not working. And then you kind of analyze, and then you're like, it's not really going like I want it to go. And your emotions are like all over the place. Like my emotions are like all over the place. And you're trying to figure out, okay, so what emotions are true? What is true? What is not true? And trying to separate all of those things, separate the false from what is true. Because truth will always stand. Everything else that's not truth will not stand. And my well, thank you. My insight is trying to tell me something different from what I know that is true. That we know that we believe that everything, well, we know that everything has its purpose, everything has its reasons, everything works out. It's just getting to that point. So I was on call for work and I was like, oh, but they're not going to use me. Sure enough, they used me. It threw my emotions in this like spiral because I had all these thoughts and I was like, well, I have a plan to do this, I have a plan to do that. Um, and then you're like, now I got to go to work and I don't want to go to work. It's like, I don't want to go work. I don't want to go to work. Just the truth. You don't want to go to work. And then you're like, well, I've got to go to work. And then you're like, well, I can't call out because you don't want to call out because you want to hold to your integrity of what it is that you said that you're doing. And so, um, and then you find yourself, you feel like Yeah, yeah. Yes, you're wanting to not get so used to relying on what your feelings are saying, but what the truth is saying within you. And so I was sitting here and I was like, wait a minute, because I was like, well, I could have had a better trip earlier, right? But the thing of it is that this trip is almost just as similar as that one. And you're like, well, what are you griping about? Because it's similar. It's just that it takes you, what I have now would take me longer to get to and back. So how's that? And then I was like, okay, so we got that out of the way. And then I'm like, okay, so currently where I'm at, I don't have transportation. So you're trying to figure out, well, how do I get around? How do I do this? How do I do that? It's not a problem. It really isn't a problem. It's just that sometimes we make it a problem because our emotions are, well, I am a woman, so women emotions are all over the place, right? Emotions get all over the place, and then we're trying to analyze, figure out how does this how is this going to work, and how is this going to make my life easier. I think we like the ideal of ease instead of the idea of working through that everything will not be easy, and then all of these other things try to compile on top of it so that you can't find what is true. So that's where I am with my little emotional self this afternoon. It is afternoon because it's 1:50 here in Texas. So we're in Texas. We're at the airport trying to filter through all of the emotions. And so at one point, I'm sitting over at security, right? And I'm like, I just want to cry. People are saying hi, bye, have a good one. People are saying hi, and I'm just like, wanting to cry, right? You're like, I just want to cry because I feel like my life is all over the place and there's no grounding, which is not true, but we feel like we have no grounding. Right, Brian, you're in America. I am in America, but yeah, so I just wanted to come in. You know how sometimes we have to talk through things, like you don't really have someone here that you can talk to. And you're just like, okay, I just need to get it out. Like, get it out, process through it. Because, sometimes when you talk it out, you talk through all of those things, uh, you're able to kind of see it a little bit clearer. And then you're like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. This is what we're not going to do. And so for me, right now, with my situation, I think that what we do, what women do, uh, what women do, we take and pile up all of our things that are wrong, and then we try to separate it out, which that's not how we should do it, but that's what we do. And so we're trying to figure our way through all of these hills and valleys, and how do you just want to cry and just be like, well, we can't cry. We have things to do. We have to be an adult. And so yeah, that's kind of where we are and what we've got going on. And it's just one of those things that, yeah, it's just one of those things, guys. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, show you where I'm not in a good spot to people watch right now. I wish I was in a good spot for people watch. They watch people go by. Mm, just trying to figure out this whole going live on YouTube. I feel so like I just we just have one of those days. Mm, yeah, it's just one of those days today, unfortunately. And I think I'm just at a point where it's like, okay, how do we filter through all of this? How do we kind of get this under control? And yeah, that's what we are. And we're at the airport sitting. We're at the airport. We're sitting. Let me show you where I am. Just kind of people watching right now. Oh, what time is it? Oh, let me get this out here. So there's just, it's not really busy today at the airport. As of right now, how's that? Maybe when I get to, yeah, Austin would be too much. Yeah, at the airport. Maybe a little part of my place having trouble loading the startup store feature. All right, guys. I need to get. I am trying to get myself together here, but I'll let you see the people. Let's just watch and see if we find anything interesting that's going on at the airport today. Oh, sorry. Wow. How to be very careful about that. This is, if we find something interesting, it'll just happen, and you're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on?